I'm going to tell you a story about a plant, the Torrent Sedge, that grows within rivers and appears to be an ecosystem engineer. What is an ecosystem engineer? An ecosystem engineer is an organism that can change its environment. Beavers are perhaps the most famous ecosystem engineer. To understand why the Torrent Sedge is important, I'm going to take you to a river, the Middle Fork of the John Day in eastern Oregon. The Middle Fork is a scarred river due to gold mining, cattle grazing, and tree cutting that began in the late 1800s. In the last 20 years, however, a huge amount of restoration effort has been focused on this river. Literally millions of dollars are being spent, planting trees, reconnecting old channels, building log jams. Why so much effort? The John Day has huge potential. It has no significant dams, and it once had huge salmon runs. If you restore the river, the salmon, a threatened species, should come back. This brings us back to the sedge. In the midst of all this work, a surprising thing happened. Simply by removing cattle grazing, the sedge, a native species that had almost disappeared, exploded across the landscape. When you look at the river now, the sedge is growing along the edges and even in the middle. What is remarkable about the sedge is that it has extremely strong, dense roots that allow it to grow in fast currents and survive even strong floods. So how does this change the river? The sedge appears to alter where the river is eroding and where it is building up. It appears to build natural levees on the edge of the river and islands in the middle. A simple river is becoming a complex river. From the perspective of a salmon, this is great news. Complexity is good. This then brings us to our research questions. We can perceive that the sedge is changing the river, but our evidence is entirely anecdotal. What I want to understand is the process by which the sedge is changing the river and the patterns that we can expect as the sedge expands. That's the first question. The second question is, how does the river environment determine where the sedge grows in the first place? This is important because people have already started transplanting the sedge into restoration projects. If we don't understand the factors that affect its viability, this could become a case of good intentions getting beyond good practice. However, if we can understand the factors that determine where the sedge grows, and then how the sedge changes the river as it grows, we can enlist the sedge as a powerful agent of change, an ecosystem engineer, as we seek to restore this river. Thank you.